Welcome back, everybody. This is the Uncharted Vaper, and today I'm going to start a review for you from a products that were sent to me for the purposes of review, and I'm going to also show you some awesome features about them. So what are we going to talk about right now? It is, I hope I say this right, but it's called the Thelema 80-watt pod mod. Yes, I did say it right. 80-watt pod mod from Lost Vape. So with that, if you know anything about this company, Lost Vape's been around for a very, very long time. Everywhere from back where the Therion started with Evolve, the Therion BF, the Triads, the Drones, the Centaurus that was recent, what's it called, the Paranormal, whatever the hell the damn thing was called. But it basically, they've always been known for DNA style devices until recent. Their first pod market was the, if I remember right, it's called the Orion. It wasn't a DNA 40 per se, but it was their version. It was like a newer styled one. And then they came out with the Orion, or Orion, however you pronounce it. I think also Quest, which was a non-DNA version of a pod. So those were closed pod systems, so you had to buy pods for them to run them, if I remember right. It's been a long time. I could be wrong. It may have been coils, but I think it was pods. It was refillable pods. And after a while, yeah, that's what it was, a refillable pod. You chuck the pod, you buy a new pod. If I remember right, that's how it went. And some of us, like me, learn how to, pop them out, rebuild them, and do our own thing to them. But that's that. So now they came out with this, which is an OCC style, which means it now has a lot more features. So with that, let's dive down, bring it down, and let's talk about the device itself and what it's all about. Alright, so here we are. The Thelema 80-watt pod mod, the flavor master, as it says. So with that, I've got two things sitting on the desk: built-in battery, handy and compact, 3000 mod. That's amazing. That's massive. Type-C charging, Thelema 80-watt mod on the side, the modern decoration, whatever. Made by Lost Vape with a security seal on it. Black with grained leather is the color combination I got. So with that, here's some contents that come in the package. I will zoom in on that real quick. Do a freeze frame. Let you check it out. Alright. So with that, you got the Thelema kit, Type-C cable, 510 drip tip, warranty card, one pod with 4 mils pre-installed, UBV2.2, UBV2.3, and the 0.2 is pre-installed in a user manual, and it says keep out of reach of children. Their social media, lostvape.com, at lost_vape on Instagram, and Facebook at lost_vape as well. You can also look on Instagram, and I'll put the descriptions below for other links. So with that, let's go ahead and pop it open. Show you the inside of the box as well. So you get your warranty card. User manual, sorry. Your warranty card is here. Your spare coil, your regular 510, your MTL version, or restricted, because that's not really mouth to lung to me. But it is a more restricted drip tip compared to their other one, which is a wide bore drip tip. So whichever one you want to run. A USB cable, which is a Type-C charging cable, and a set of spare O-rings. Okay. So the extra coil in here is going to be the 0.3 ohm coil that you get in here. It is threaded, it looks like. Yes, it is, for their airflow. Let me put it back in correctly. Okay. And for me today, I'm going to use the smaller drip tip. Put the cable back in, pull out the mod. There we go. All right, set that to the side. All right, so here's the mod. This is the Thelema 80 watt, 3000 mAh pod mod. So simple functions, it looks like. It says oiling on top. I kind of love that, you know, wording, but it's basically you put your juice, pull the plug, there's your juice. Close it, your juice is done. It's filled. But you can pop the pod, see how much juice is inside. Right here is your coil. So installed of this is the 0.2 ohm, which is good for 40 to 60 watts. Okay, so with that, you also have the ability, I believe it is, because this is a UB coil, I believe, right? Yeah. This jammy right here, this nice little thing right here, RBAs, love them, has an RBA, so we'll open that in a second, and then you just attach, I think the airflow ring will just attach to that, so you can restrict your airflow right there, you can wide open the airflow, cut it down, or restrict it, or kind of mediumize it, whatever you want to call it. So, boop, the tag fell off, it's okay, we're going to use it anyway. So 0.2 ohm coil, it is a mesh coil as well, so that's pretty cool. 4 mil pod, as you can tell. Oiling up top, so you fill your juice from the top, it'll fill your pod in. Simple, self-explanatory. 4 magnets and your connection. Very hard to click. Airflow is on the sides. Lost vape is over here. So you got lost vape on this side, flip it over. Thelema. So USB Type-C, up, down buttons, and to turn on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have lost vape, round robin. So it starts at 5 watts. Power and up button, when you do them right, will change the colors on your screen. Just hold them together, so there you go. Easy to select. 5, 6. Okay, so we go in half increments to go up and go back down. All right, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this is just standard. It's just going to run whatever you put in it. 1, 2, 3. I don't see it going through any other menus. Straight up pod use. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to use some of my own e-liquid, which is Dreams, which is a creamy butterscotch with hints of custard. Okay, so 3 milligram e-liquid. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's go ahead and saturate up this pod. Then we're going to open up our cap. Fill up our pod, which is very easy to fill. I am not going to lie. The coil sits off in the center, so it allows you to fully get in there without anything getting your way. That's one big plus I'm going to give them. Rubber grommet, let's see how it works. Perfect. Slid down with no problem. 510, put it on. Looks pretty nice. Alright, so there's that. So, 40 watts is what it says, 40 to 60. So let's go to 45 watts. Alright, so we're going to let this set for about 5 to 10 minutes while I go over this. Now this is the RBA for it, okay? So let me zoom in on this part for you. So the Ultra Boost RBA deck. So what does that mean? You can actually rebuild it. So opening it up, first thing you're going to get, well, you're going to get an RBA, which is wrapped up like a coil. You're going to get some, well, pre-made coils if you want to use them. Some cotton, I don't know. You're going to get the RBA deck, which is so you can fire the coil on it, which goes on the inside of this one. So it attaches on the inside. So this doesn't attach to the adjustable airflow. So this one would be basically wide open airflow, but because of the airflow hole on the inside, it's actually more restricted. So there you go. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Just open this up. Alright, so there you go. So it's designed for a very, fine coil. You know what this actually reminds me of? If you're used to billet box accessories, this reminds me of the Insider almost. The only difference is the post on this side would have been shorter. This one's taller. But the same kidney cut right here for airflow. And that would have been about it. I mean, that's about the only difference on it I see. So it's easy. You just put your cotton right down here. So you're only going to put your cotton, let me get back in frame, right here. Right to where this stops right here, leaving this bottom portion open. Why? Because you want juice to come in and hit your cotton and travel up, because you're not putting very much cotton in this. And it's going to be a tiny coil. I tell you right now, I guarantee you these coils in here are 2 mil inner diameter. They're space coils. You get O-rings. You get an Allen key, which is so that way you can get to the post grubs on this, which they give you spares as well, and some more O-rings. So that's really cool. So, really simple to use, really simple to understand how it works. So right there, 2 coils, O-rings, grubs, and an Allen key, a very, very tiny, I bet it's 3/32 Allen key actually. They're supposed, if I remember right, come out with another RBA eventually, which is going to have the adjustable airflow on it, if I remember right. And with that, you will get a lot more with it. You'll be able to adjust your airflow, if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool that you get an RBA. You can get an RBA for this as well. So you're not stuck just buying coils only. Since I opened that up, I'm just going to throw this back in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring it back up on top, talk about it, and give you my final opinions later. Alright, welcome back up on top. So, as you see, I got different clothes on, and been testing out a device that was sent to me from Lost Vape. That is the Thelema, or Thelema, however you want to pronunciate it. So, 80 watt mod, Quest chip, 3000 mAh battery, color screen. It's a 0.96 TFT color screen. It does a lot of the same things like a couple of the mods that you've seen come out in the market lately as far as how to change the screen colors. It has several different coil options to be exact. Let me just pop it up real quick because I know it's 0.2, 0.3. Here it is. It's a 0.15, 0.2, 0.3, 0.6, 1.0, and the RBA. So with that, I've ran it with the 0.2 and a 0.3. That's what I've used. I haven't touched the 1 ohm coil. I've done 1 ohm builds on the RBA itself to test it out. So far, this has passed every single test, and the nice thing is it's a Type-C charger, which means 2 amp fast charging. Takes anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to completely recharge. You can get a full day to a day and a half out of this depending on how you do it. Now, what makes this thing really nice is you get 2 different drip tips. You get a wide bore, and you also get a more restricted bore drip tip. And you don't gotta pull the plug out of this thing, or sorry, the pod. You gotta take the plug out to fill juice in it. But on the top side is where the plug is, which I showed already, and real strong magnets on it. So with this being called the Pod Mod by Thelema, I mean, there's really nothing else you can say. I mean, you get a lot with it. A 0.2, a 0.3 coil in this. I bet you there's going to be a 510 inside of this pretty soon. So my rendition was the black with black leather, which is very hard to get a hold of, I found out. So I got lucky for this color combination. And I've got mine to make sure, because I'm half blind so I can't see these windows. There is a juice window. It sits right here in the front side of it. So here's the pros. Battery size, ease of filling, flavor is amazing. The feel in the hand, the weight behind it. This is one of the lightest 3,000 mAh mods I had. Now the other one's packed up, but if you compared this mod to say the Drag S, which is a 2,500 mAh battery, that weighs more with no coil or juice in it than this does with coil and a full tank of juice as well. So with that, I've got it loaded up right now with my own personal juice line, Uncharted Dreams, which will be available October 10th for market sale, but pre-orders are going on now. So I'll show you some vapor production. This is a 0.3 ohm coil with 35 watts. And with that, let's go ahead and just show you some vapor production and finish off the pros and cons. It's amazing for a 0.32. It's amazing. The flavor is there. This is my personal juice that I've made. Now, it's a creamy butterscotch with hints of custard. And I'm able to get that sweet, creamy butterscotch and then the slight hints of custard through it. And it's just amazing how this is pulling it through so well. So, like I said, I gave you the pros. There's only one con on the whole thing between the device, and that's the voltage cutoff. And the voltage cutoff is for someone like me who likes to build very high. My typical builds run 1.2 to 1.6 ohms on average. I'm not mouth to lung. I'm restricted direct lung vapor, but I do it in like the billet boxes, the throne tank. On this is a 1.65 ohm build, so that's hitting 5.7 volts. So for mouth to lung users, this is a really good thing. I mean, they're not really worried because it gives them what they want. That's why they have the 1 ohm coil. That's the amazing part about it. With the RBA, you can build it and you can get it to right to that zone of that 0.3 threshold, and bam, you're good to go. So it's a subjective con. It's not saying that it's bad. It's just a subjective. If you are not familiar with the Quest, what that is the Quest chip from the Orion Q, which was the Quest. This is the upgraded version of that chipset, like most manufacturers have been doing. So now it's allowing you to hit 80 watts, and that's it. That's the only thing I could find wrong on this completely. And it's not even wrong. It's just subjective taste and a matter of opinion. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the review today. And until next time, I'll catch you later.